And welcome to the FeedBak podcast, everybody. My name is Back. This is episode 205. Yes, we broke 200. Before I introduce today's guest, let me make a couple of announcements. Number one, do me a favor, go subscribe to the show on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, wherever you listen to it. Put a rating, that helps too. I appreciate you for that. It's called the feedback for a reason. So I want your feedback. I did a fucking pun. I hit puns, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, do that. That will help support. I've been focusing on comedy lately, and I'm doing so myself. So go out there and subscribe and share. And second PSA is Hip Hop Bingo is coming back in Austin in person on June 6th. I'll have detail. I'll be like dripping information as we get closer. But make sure you follow Hip Hop Bingo on Instagram. For all the announcement, we're gonna have DJ K. Callie's coming back, Sheena Simmons is coming back, and then it's gonna be in between an open mic and a comedy showcase. So make sure you follow Hip Hop Bingo on Instagram for updates and announcement. June 6th, mark your calendar. All right, I'm really excited about this one. This is my first really remote podcast with a comic. He's the host and producer of a Drunken Night Out podcast, from Chicago, Washington native, Kendale Hamlett in the building, virtual building, if you will. How you doing, man?
We in the building. It's all the same, man.
Virtual building.
My man, you did your research too, man. I didn't even send you a bio or nothing for you.
You know what? Out of all the comics that I've had so far, you're the only one with a website.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah.
You've been doing it for a minute. So it's like you got to have your shit together, your website, your bio, your contact, your photos, videos, and all that shit. So, of course.
Yeah.
You're a professional at this point, right? Like how many years in?
I'm 7 years in, counting COVID. So,
because you did comedy during COVID?
A little bit. It was like hit or miss. Like the first part, at first I was just like, I'm gonna be honest about it. I didn't care. I was like, this ain't gonna stop me. And so I was going out and I was doing stuff. But then like, as like COVID numbers started increasing and things started going crazy, because I had literally just quit my job March 2nd to go full-time comedy because I was working part-time. And then the world shut down March like 13th. So that weekend was like my last weekend out. And then, I was like, I got a bunch of dates canceled. And then when stuff started kind of opening up a little bit, I started just doing gigs out here in the Midwest. Everything was still open. So I was doing like Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin.
Really? God,
yeah.
wow.
So it's like, we haven't really closed. And then I went out to Texas as well. Cause like y'all been open. Or a little good.
I mean, I'm saying that like we're not.
Like y'all ever shut down in the first place.
Give a fuck. This is Texas. We do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. So I was doing a little bit, and then when numbers got real bad, I was like, man, I'm feeling guilty. Like, so I was like, all right, I'll chill out. And then I stopped for like 2 months again, and I was like, I was just back to like, I just got to get back on stage. Like, it's not. Life without comedy was just terrible. It was whack.
Did you try to get your job back at least to get some money in?
No, I quit that job in such a terrible way, bro.
Fuck y'all! I'm gonna be the next Dave Chappelle.
Like it was I was on my way to work. This is a true story, bro. I'm on my way to work and I started getting the bubble guts, and I was like, oh, I gotta stop. Like this is I'm just gonna be late. And it's like snowing a little bit. It's still like we got to shit Chicago. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop. And so I pulled over to a McDonald's, handle business. And then I like text one of the families I was working with, and I was like, hey, I'm running late. And they were like, oh, don't worry about it. We're running late too. It's no issue. And then I was like, oh, cool. I'm not even worried anymore then. And I start heading in. And it takes about an hour to get there because of just crazy traffic. It's early in the morning and there's snow on the ground. And so then I was just like, for whatever reason, I just hopped on my phone to check my schedule to see like if everything was good. They went through and changed my schedule and added more clients to my morning without saying anything to me.
Well, what were you doing? What was the job?
I'm a behavioral therapist. Well, I was a behavioral therapist at that time.
Oh,
and so they just added like to my case.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Counting on your ass. Man, Ken better get here quick. I mean, I got this bad behavior I got to fix. I'm on day one.
Yeah. And so they like just added clients to my schedule. Didn't say anything to me. And that was like probably like the 5th or 6th time that they did that because they just expect you to like call and check in. And so I was like, all right, I'm running late, and I was anxious already. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're late to work, like you just getting anxious and worried.
Yeah,
And I
all the
had
lights are
been,
red.
yeah,
All the
exactly.
lights turn
Every
red.
light was red. Yeah, you're
There's
like, God damn.
there's a truck in front of you. There's a slow ass grandma crossing the street. There's a
Yeah,
cat.
old lady
There's a
fell in the
squirrel that
street.
won't leave. You want to like run over. Yeah, those days.
Yeah. So I'm like stressed out, and then I got pissed off because they changed my schedule. So now I was like, man, I don't need this job. And I was like, I have a good savings. Like, I'm only working part-time. This ain't really like where my income is at this point. So I was like, screw it. And I got all the way up to the building before I actually made my like decision. And I was like, I'm not going in. Fuck it. And I like called out, and they were like, okay. And then when I just texted them back, and I was like, actually, this is my last day. And
I'm sorry for your behavior. Sorry about your behavior, man. Good luck to you.
And I was just pissed off, and then I just was like, this is my last day. And they're like, you're not gonna put in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like your contract says you have to put in a month. And I was like, nah, I'm not coming back. And then I went back that night, and I like opened the door with my key fob, threw my keys down on the desk, and just left. And I'm pretty sure I set off the alarm that night because I didn't put the alarm code in. I just used my key fob to get in the front door. So that was my last day there.
Well, hold on. I gotta ask. Like, none of the clients were like, "What the fuck? What happened to my therapist?"
No, like, well, because I work with I was working with like really young kids, and it's behavioral therapy. So I'm like working with kiddos on the spectrum, and so it was like, honestly, it was actually super fucked up that I quit like that because there was like no transition at all. So it was fucked up. But I was just like, for my own mental health, I was like, bro, I can't do this. Like, I wasn't even enjoying it at the time, and so I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm not enjoying this. Like, it was just so much bullshit that went on with that job. And I was like, fuck it, comedy's cracking right now. Like, I had, at that point, I was booked from that first weekend of March all the way through November. Like, I didn't have a single weekend without a show somewhere. And so I was like, I'm Gucci. Like, we're cool. And my show, Drunken Night Out, was taking off, and we're selling out like all the venues that we're going to. And I was like, good. I don't got to worry about this. This is part-time money anyways. And then bang, March 8th was the last weekend. So I got fucked by COVID.
How many kids did you let down that day?
Well, including my own, probably like 7. Man, yeah, that was
that is bad. I mean, for real, like honestly, it's like, what they're gonna do. You you're supposed to put in your 2 weeks, Ken.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. There's not. My thing is like, now I don't believe in doing that anyways now. Cause I'm like, if they fire me, they're not going to be like, all right, we need you to finish out these last 2 weeks, but you're done after that. They're just going to pull you into the office and be like, hey, clear out your desk. Like, you're not getting paid for today.
You're turning those kids into school shooters, man. Them kids are going to be bad. You're going to be hearing about them in the news.
Nah, they're probably better off without me. I was, I was late and shit all the time.
Yeah, because you gotta take shits at McDonald's. Can't late again. Fucking taking shits at McDonald's. What is it this time? Oh, that's brilliant. Did you do any Zoom shit over the year?
So I was completely strictly like no stand-up comedy on Zoom. It's just not the place for it. Right. I don't think stand-up should be done online. But I did other comedy shows, like comedy adjacent shows, like Big Laugh Comedy Network. I teamed up with them, and we had like, at the time I was doing 3 shows a week, just different shows. So we had like Triple Threat, which is like a talent show type of thing. And then I had my show, Drunken Night Out, where comics come on, they tell like embarrassing drunk stories. We drink, we smoke, and then at the end, people that are watching the show will type in topics in the comments, and then the comics got to like riff on whatever that is, like while they're drunk or high. So we did that show, and then I did a show with my buddy Josh Firestein called Party Time, and we just play like games. We just drink, smoke, play games, and it was like a competition. So it would be like, like whatever party games you could think of. And it was hella fun. Like I had a lot of fun online, just no stand-up. I did two stand-up shows online. One was at a comedy festival, and then one was just like some people asked me to do a show, and I finally just said yeah.
Yeah, that's way more fun than taking care of bad kids, man.
Yeah.
I was talking about partying and smoking and drinking, and we're talking about getting drunk and to share stories. Yeah. Hello, Philip. What did you do today? Yeah, fuck that shit. That is way more fun. Well, good for you, man. Good for you. But what was it? Well, let's do a little background real quick, because I don't think we talked about it when I met you at Out of Bounds.
Yeah.
By the way, we got to talk about that too, because what happened that night. I was watching that video again. Okay, let me just tell this story first, and we can get into your backstory. Like we were doing an interview outside Easy Tiger, remember? And this dude walked up. He saw two black guys with microphones, and he said, "Are y'all freestyling?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Wait, what? No, it's an interview." And we asked him to freestyle. He dropped one bar. It was horrible. And you're like, you're like, you're coming up here with big dick energy, but you ain't got shit. And I was like, is that because we're black, we're holding microphones, and you think that we got to know how to? I can't rap. I mean, that shit was funny.
I remember that. I was fucking with him after that. I would not let it pass. I was fucking with him heavy.
He was pissed off. It's like you were like, yeah. How about your girlfriend gonna? How about you impress your girlfriend out there? It's like, my girlfriend don't give a shit. She's standing out there. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I got the video. I mean, I can play it.
We don't have to play it. I remember.
I'll link it.
I was like, I remember it. That dude came up like super drunk and just confident, like, "Oh, y'all are some rappers, huh? Yo, rappers. And I was like, "You rap." And then I was just making fun of him. He was like a little out of shape. Yeah.
Big energy. You got a small thing. He's like, "Oh, I'm average. I'm about a 4-inch." He's like, "No, you're about 3 1/4 with a big head of yours."
Yeah, I was getting on his head. I was drunk though, so like,
I was
probably a little too mean.
It was funny. Fuck that guy. Anyway, but what was it for you about comedy growing up? If you've been in it for so long.
Yeah. So I used to watch a lot of comedy. Like, I had no intentions of ever, like, there's a lot of comics that I talk to that are like, "Oh, I started when I was 19. I started when I was however old," you know what I mean? And like that, I had no intentions of being a comic. I just fucking love comedy. Like, I love watching it. Yeah. Just like Def Jam, Comic View. That's kind of what I grew up on. And I just love watching comedy. Like, Kings of Comedy was like the special for me. Like, that was the it. Bernie Mac is my favorite comic of all time. I actually got a painting of Bernie Mac in my studio right now. Like, he's a legend. He's GOAT. So I just always loved comedy. And it wasn't even until college. I was like a peer mentor type of position. And we did like New Student Week, where you have like all the magicians and all that kind of shit come down to campus. And then we had a comedian come down, Irvin Mitchell. And I still got his number to this day. He was funny as shit. And we were just hanging out. And I was like, man, this is my first time seeing live comedy. I always kind of liked it. And he was like, man, you should do it. You're personable. You should just do it. And then like that next week, I did stand up at my school for like a new student talent show. It was like 600 people in the room.
Wow. First time 600 people?
First time, 600 people. I did 12 and a half minutes, bro.
Are you kidding? No, hold up. Hold up. This is not a common thing. You realize?
No, not at all.
You were like, so it was a challenge. So you were prepared. You had written some shit. 12 minutes is a long ass time for a first time.
12 minutes. I thought I wrote like 5 minutes though. And so like I had no concept of like how long, like when I wrote it out, and I'm just kind of talking it through in my, like, in the room. So it takes about like 7 minutes, but like when you add laughter of 600 people, it's a lot longer.
Hold on. You know how cocky that is?
No, but I didn't know that. Like, I'm not timing it. It's not even cocky. Like I was, to be honest, I was kind of I was hella popular on my campus. Like, everybody knew me. My name was like Thundercat. Everybody on campus called me Thundercat. I'm like on the student handbook. I'm on like the front page of the school website. I'm like the president of 3 different organizations on campus. It is a small school, so like 6,000, 7,000 students. But I was like very well known on campus. And so like when I come up, people are like cheering, like if I'm a celebrity, a rock star already. So like it was like it was just an unfair like just it was I already started as like Kevin Hart or Chris Rock.
But how many black people on that campus?
It's a small number. It's a small.
it's like Ken, there's Keisha, and there's Jason. One of you motherfuckers gonna be funny, right?
Yeah, it's probably like I honestly feel like it was like 3% or 8% black student population. So I mean, you do the math on that. Like 10% is like 600. So it's less than 500 black people on the campus for sure. Easily.
Wow, but you're the top dog as far as like black folks because you're involved in.
Yeah, everybody know I was the president of the Black Student Union. Like everybody knew me. I was like a part. Like Plus Team is the thing, and like everybody knows the Plus Team members. Like people love. There's always like the face of Plus Team, and there's like a couple of like. There's always like a couple of black. Like my mentor Trenton Nettles. He's also my frat brother. He was like the face of campus, and so like he just handed the torch down. Like that's it happens like all the time. Like there's always the new black face of the campus. So, rotate. You hand the torch to the next black face, and you're like, this is yours. Protect it and rule the kingdom.
You are to be the heir, Akeem.
Yeah.
Akeem. But so hold on, but to say that 7 minutes of material, 12 minutes set, I would count for 5 minutes of laughing.
Yeah, it was dead ass. Like there was like I remember like my first joke was dumb as hell too. It was like you ever get so nervous you get that roll down the back of your leg, and then it's like quiet. I'm like, oh, so I guess I'm the only one that shits themselves. And it's like it's not even funny now. It's like that's not funny at all. But it worked, and it like that was like my icebreaker moment. Like the second they laughed at that, it's so short and just quick. And like I'm not thinking like that because I didn't want to be a comedian, but it's just like a short thing and got everybody on my side immediately, and everybody already liked me. So then it was just like big laughs after that.
Yeah, so you get off stage after 12 minutes, you kill. Yeah. You're already the tall Kevin Hart of campus. And so you get off stage and you're like, holy shit, this feels good.
Yeah. That was like I remember just like being on stage in that moment and being like, damn, like this shit is crazy. People love me. I'm like, this is the shit. Like there's nothing else at that point. I was like, there's nothing else that I want to do. Like this is it. Like I want to keep doing this. I want to figure this out. I want to keep making it. I tell people all the time, it's like doing heroin. I've never done heroin, but like that first hit when you do that, when it gets in your veins, like
I shouldn't say go like this. When you do heroin, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know shit. I don't know, but I know the feeling is what I'm trying to say.
Back is like, hey, don't tell my fans I do heroin, all right?
No. This is not a drug podcast. This is not one of your fucking therapy sessions.
But there's nothing like that feeling still. I'm like always chasing that. I've done rooms that big like since then, and like it's still, even when you have like now, back then that stuff was like all right jokes, but now it's like I'm a much better writer. I get like big laughs. I've had like the whole standing ovation type shit, and that still doesn't feel the same as that. Like the love and just that first set, that shit was just insane. Like that was. Can't
like, this is it. Well, good for you, man. Congratulations on all the success. All right, that's all the time we have. No. I'm kidding. Okay, no, but that's dope. I like I said, I'm just a day old at this shit. So I was talking to Godfrey was in town a couple of weeks ago, and I told him that I had started, and he was like, you're 2 days in, you don't know shit. I'm like, I'm not claiming to know anything.
I don't know.
I'm a fan first.
Yeah.
Fan first, and I learned by watching other people do it.
Yeah.
And if I can get to a point where the way that I'm comfortable one-on-one like this, and I can translate that on stage, that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
That's all, and that takes time. That's all there is to it. And it's always like, I'm tired of people asking me for advice. I'm like, there's no advice. You just get your ass on stage, and that's it. End of story.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of it is like you're just kind of born with it. Like either you can do it or you can't do it. Like that's just a thing. Like you can learn. Like it's all science, right? It's all a math problem. That A plus B equals laughter. Exactly. Yeah, and so like. Outside of that, like you either understand it or you don't. You can either feel the crowd or you can't. Like that shit is innate. You don't learn that. I mean, you learn it kind of as you're doing more and more sets, but like you just naturally have that feeling. Like you don't just stumble upon that one day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I was talking to um, a friend of mine. He was like, there's something about like black people are just funny,
yeah,
and
it's
not that
trauma.
white people
That's
are
what
not.
it is.
That's 400 years of slavery. Is that what that comes from? That should get you a sense of humor.
It's trauma. Yeah. It's either laugh or cry. Like
All that cotton picking shit will get you some jokes. I'll tell you that right now. All these years of police brutality and poverty and all of that, man, you gotta have a sense of humor at the end of the day, and you
yeah.
pass that on. You pass
Yeah.
that on. No, but I think it's true to some degree because I think that we are. This and now I'm African, so it's the same thing in Africa. It's like you're we're loud. We can be obnoxious. We like the attention,
Yeah.
and that's just how we express ourselves. And you see it in art, you see it in music, you see it in sports. Like that's
Yeah.
just how we express ourselves all the time. And yeah, white people wish they had that, but some people try. Actually, it's funny because I remember asking you that night at the Out of Bounds thing. I was like, can you name a non-black comic? And you're like, I don't know any motherfuckers.
I can name a couple now though.
You could not back then. That was 2 years ago. I'm glad you did your homework. Oh, I like George Carlin now. Who the hell is that?
Nah, I just because a lot of people still get on me about that. Like I go back home to Tacoma and people are like, bro, you got to know some white comics now. Like, because so many people get like surprised when because I'm not a Def Jam comic. Like my stand-up comedy style is not Def Jam style.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when people hear that I'm like, I don't know white comics, like I just don't know them. Now it's like I know them because of other people that I've been around that talk about these comics, and then they'll like show clips and stuff like that. And so now I know more non-black comics. You know what I mean? Like I know about six. I know about six.
I was about to say you haven't named one yet. You've been talking.
Aziz Ansari.
You said the same thing 2 years
I did
ago.
say Aziz because I still like Aziz. All right.
Yeah,
Louis C.K., Bill Burr.
Okay, that's three.
That's three. Let me.
You don't have to like him; you just have to know him.
These are. I'll start naming comics that I worked with. Like,
nobody knows these motherfuckers. But I'm saying you don't have to like him; you just have to know him. Like Seinfeld, Carlin.
Oh yeah, obviously Seinfeld. Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Okay.
Stanhope, Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I can name like those comics. I'm talking about comics that I actually like though.
I just asked the one because you're like I don't know any of them.
Yeah. Back then I didn't know any of them. I couldn't have even told you Rogan's name back then. That was.
How we evolve in 2 years time. It's amazing, ain't it? COVID will make you look.
Yeah, it was like I had a lot of free time, man. I had a lot. You run out of black comics at some point. You're like, God damn, I ran out of everybody I know. All of the black comics now.
Oh shit. Oh man. Oh, but it's crazy because I really do think that there's something about black folks that we're funny people. Because I mean, there's and then after that we'll stay off the comedy shit. I won't talk about some other shit because, like the typical, and nothing against them. If it works, it works. Like the typical self-deprecating white dude bit, it gets sold after a while. I'm like, you got to be a little more clever or smarter with your jokes. But if you're just gonna talk shit about yourself on stage, I'm like, yeah, I've heard it. You have a small dick, and your wife hates you, and whatever. Heard it. What else you got? When you're a comedy fan, you look for that stuff. That's all I'm saying. And I've become kind of a snob over the years. If you're a real comedy fan, you become a snob after a while. Like, all right, what else you got?
Yeah. I want creativity anyways. Like if I'm always trying to figure out, even when I watch movies, I'm trying to figure out what happens next. So like if I'm listening to your joke, if I get to your punchline before you get to your punchline, then I'm like, it's not like should be working harder at it. Like there's obviously a couple of those in your set is fine, but like if your entire half hour, if your entire hour is just shit where I'm like, I know the punchline before you say it, then to me it's not like I think you should be working on some other shit. Like
I agree.
I don't know.
You heard the news about the Shock G? You're a hip hop dude too, right? I mean, Chicago, I would assume.
I mean, kind of. It just depends. I like the hip hop that I like. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I hope you like
I'm
the
not
hip
like
hop
all
that you
over the
like.
place. That was a stupid sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like the hip hop that I like, motherfucker. That
yeah, I'm
is
not a
like
hip hop head per se, but I got some knowledge on hip hop though.
Chicago hip hop, or you're.
No, not really, because I'm not from Chicago. I've only been out here for 2 years. Like when you met me, I had barely just been in Chicago. Like,
Oh, really? Okay, I forgot
yeah.
that part. Okay,
So, I
what's in
mean,
Washington then? What's
isn't
from
there?
Washington?
You got
United
Mac.
States.
What's the white dude's name? What's that white rapper?
Are you saying that like
That
I'm supposed to know? Who's that white
he won
rapper?
the Grammy over Kendrick Lamar. That's the
Was
all
it Post
right.
Malone?
No, that's not Post Malone. It's the other white dude that
The
does
other
all the
white dude.
positive. Does all the positive shit. I can't remember his name. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. But that's the only rapper
Oh,
that's popping.
Macklemore.
Macklemore. There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
what the fuck happened to him?
People didn't care no more because he's whack.
Yeah, thrift store only goes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What was the song? Like, this is the moment. Like, that was a hit, but you're like, okay, where is he? I mean, maybe he still tours and does 3 songs and gets off stage. I don't know what Macklemore. Somebody look up what Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are up to these days, because
they own a T-Mobile somewhere. That's what they.
you know what
chain
they're
of
doing?
McDonald's.
They're behavioral therapists somewhere. All the white kids, knuckleheads, they just won't listen. Like, look, this is your moment. Come on, Timmy, you can do this.
They're like, nigga, that song's so old. I don't know that song.
Macklemore, my ass. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, Macklemore. No, but there was Shock G just passed away. And he's known for Humpty Dance. And he's also known for introducing the world to Tupac.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Tupac was used to tour with Digital Underground.
Really?
He was a backup dancer, not like a backup dancer or doing vocals or whatever, like a backup. Yeah. And then he had on Digital Underground song called Same Song. That was Tupac's first recorded verse. And then from there, well, he became what he became. But that was Tupac's like introduction to the world, was through Digital Underground. So Humpty Dance.
That's wild. That shit don't even go together.
I know, but at the time, Tupac was just in the background, just hanging out and everything.
Playing
and Thug Life came later because Humpty Dance
playing a tambourine in the background.
Thug Life, niggas. I'll tell you what, he did a 180 after he left that group. That's what happens. Like, Thug Life, I'm gonna get a bandana backwards because nobody else looks like a Mexican maid. I want to do that shit. Seriously. But yeah, you wouldn't basically, and that's the thing though, when someone dies, I mean, it's been a roll because you had DMX a couple of weeks ago and Black Rob, and then,
was like Black Rob.
And then Shock G. And like you were like, yo, Black Rob was a legend. I'm like, I don't know about the legend.
Yeah, I don't know about legend. People throw away, like they throw that word around so much, like legend. People
goats.
Like,
I'm tired of goats.
Yeah, goat. Yeah, man. Like there was people was calling damn, I like King Von a lot. Like I've been fucking with King Von since I moved out here. But when he died, everybody he's a Chicago drill rapper.
Okay.
And so the reason why I like him because he does storytelling, and Cassidy is like one of my favorite rappers, and he does a lot of storytelling, a lot of wordplay. And so I got into, when I moved out here, I just started listening to a lot of Chicago artists. And King Von died, like he got killed, and then everybody was like throwing him like legend, GOAT, and I'm like, yo, he been doing this shit for like a couple of years, like a handful of years. Like he's not a legend. Like he's dope. Don't get me wrong. Like he's dope as fuck, but like he's not a legend. Like I people throw that around too much. Like GOAT, legend. Like bro, this GOAT is the greatest of all time. Like that's.
Yeah, I don't think they know what GOAT is.
Yeah, like it's just one. It's not an animal that eats grass. Like it's like just one GOAT. Like you can't. Yeah, I hate that.
And the only artist who had the balls to call himself GOAT was LL Cool J. He had an album called GOAT.
Yeah,
greatest of all time. I'm like, okay, he's LL.
Yeah, he's LL during that time. Like it's not. you know, LL was kind of a little full of himself. He was popping though, like he had a lot of
He did.
huge hits, and so like
Yeah.
he kind of was changing he was changing like the rap game at that time. So
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not an LL fan by any stretch of the imagination. Now he has,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, he has some dope
some hits.
records.
Yeah,
Headsprung, Mama Said Knock You Out, and
yeah.
all those tracks. But I can't say that. Now I like lounging because it was great to dance with girls. That was my jam. Who do you love? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, was it lounging? No, I'm mixing them up.
I know it's like I know that song that
Who do
you
you
just sang.
love?
I don't know
Yeah,
the
who do
name.
you
Yeah,
love? That's the one.
yeah.
Yeah. That one was dope. But uh, I don't know the whole goat thing. Kendrick is goat. I'm like, God. And then there's the goat emoji. They don't even type it up. They just put the goat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that takes away from it. Like people aren't really like it's an acronym. Like it means greatest of all time. Like y'all are really like taking away from like artists that have been in this game or like even like basketball players, artists, like whatever it is. Like you're taking away from people that have been doing this shit for a long time. Like Jay-Z has countless, countless number one hits. Like you talking about
Is Jay-Z
like
your goat?
no, who's my I don't so with music, I try not to even give a goat. You know what I mean? That's too
Give a
hard.
goat.
It's not
I
that's
don't give
too
a goat,
hard, man.
man. People give a fuck. I don't give a goat,
I
man. I
don't
don't
give a
give a
goat,
fuck.
man.
That's dope. I like it.
That's tough. Like I'll have like a top 5 list, but like I won't say somebody's a goat because I like different types of artists for different types of things. You know what I mean? Like Common's like one of my favorite rappers of all time. Cassidy's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Most Def,
Mhm.
Tupac. I mean, if you want to just talk about like catalogs and stuff like that, like Outkast, right? I think to me, Outkast is like one of the goats, and they're still alive. It's just hard when you start comparing it to other people like Tupac and Biggie don't really have catalogs like that. So
Yeah,
what's the
but
comparison? Like,
I think it's to me it's more of it's not a goat debate because goat based to me goat means there's a consensus that
yeah,
this is the dude.
yeah.
And if I were to name one person that was the GOAT, greatest of all time, I'll say Michael Jackson. Nobody else can touch that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's not rap though.
it doesn't
That's
matter. Just like greatest artist of all
music.
time. If you say
Okay,
just
yeah,
musically, like there's nobody else that were like him. That was like him before,
yeah.
during, or after. It's
He
never gonna
changed
happen again.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
checks
changed
all the
everything.
boxes. Yeah.
And like just to think from the time frame that like where he started and when he stopped doing music, like that is a long fucking time. And the catalog, like nobody's catalog matches MJ's. Like that's Michael Jackson is like the greatest musician of all time, and like he just musically and understands it.
Yep.
Like that's and when we because that's like when people start asking about like for me, I think one of the greatest musicians of all time also is Kanye West. Like his understanding of music is just like
Yeah,
think
but as a producer, you gotta have that ear. So you can throw Quincy Jones in there. You can throw in, Premier. You can throw in like dope producers who also have that ear. Don't get me wrong, Kanye West is
but he also raps
undeniably,
though.
eh,
His rapping is solid, bro.
it was.
It still is.
Yeah,
Like
you
he
heard?
does. He
Have
puts
you
out
heard
some
Whoop Diddy
bullshit.
Scoop? Whoop Diddy
Yeah,
Whoop?
okay, everybody got a
Whoop Diddy
bullshit
Shoop?
something.
Whoop Diddy Poop? I have a son who can do the same thing. He can do Whoop Diddy Poops all day.
Bro, Lil Wayne has some shitty like bars that he done said. Jay-Z probably got a couple bad bars
No, but
here.
that's the entire song of Whoop Diddy Scoop. That's
I mean,
that's
he
not.
was, he was going through something at that time. I'm gonna
I
just
hope
give
he
him
was. He
that.
was Whoop Diddy Scooping the whole time. He went to McDonald's and took a shit.
Like my bad, y'all. I was late. I had to do a whoop diddy scoop.
You ever had to do Whoop Diddy Scoop? Whoop Diddy Whoop? Man,
Uh,
I'm late for
I-
work. I gotta get Whoop Diddy Whoop.
Kanye's still a top 5 artist of all time to me. I like
No,
it's
that's fine to you. But what I'm saying is there's two types of music. There's
uh,
bad music and there's good music.
uh,
And there's got to be a consensus where you go, okay, you know what? I don't care who you are, what your background is, whether you're a fan of the music or not.
yeah,
But we all consider Prince good music. You don't
yeah,
have to be a fan.
yeah,
Prince is good music.
yeah,
Queen is good music. The Stones is good music.
yeah,
Metallica is good music. Like there's motherfuckers up here,
yeah. It's the upper
and like
echelon.
they're on that level,
Yeah,
and we all agree on that.
yeah,
And so when we talk goats, I think that's where the conversation is.
Do you don't think that Kanye West goes into that upper echelons of music?
Um, in the sense that what he brought to hip hop, yes, just like
Okay.
as far as production, and I agree with the writing. I do agree with the writing too. The early Kanye shit.
Yeah.
I look at it more like, okay, how impactful are you
Bro,
in a genre? Like, what did you
with the
break here?
sound. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like Outkast. Nobody else. When Outkast came out, there was like a before Outkast, and then there
yeah,
was Outkast. There
yeah,
was a
yeah,
before Dre, and there was a Dre. There was a before Wu Tang, and then there was Wu Tang.
yeah,
So in terms of that, I totally agree that Kanye is up there.
yeah.
Uh, but
Kanye had niggas in the hood wearing polos and
and backpacks,
and
like
backpacks. Yeah,
radioactive yellow polos. You're like, who is
yeah.
this?
Like,
Radioactive yellow polos. Who wears radioactive yellow? Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the contribution.
yeah,
I appreciate the contribution, but I don't know. To me, I got other people that I can put up, and I became more of an underground cat in the 2000s because that's really
okay,
where he brought up. But in the 2000s, I really dug on the ground. So yeah, you couldn't escape Kanye at one point, like just like you
yeah,
couldn't escape fucking Pharrell
yeah,
and the
yeah.
Neptunes. Like at one point, I think they
It was on
represented,
everything.
yeah, they represented 40% of radio plays.
Yeah,
40%.
yeah. It was literally on
That's
everything.
huge.
Yeah,
Everything. And recently, Questlove does this Questo Record Store
mm,
on YouTube and on Twitch. Like he did it pretty much every day throughout the
yeah,
pandemic. And recently he just did one. It was like Pharrell's birthday or some shit like that. And he
mm,
started just playing like production shit. And he's breaking it down. He talking about, okay, hey, this is like Pharrell always has that like bam, 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 bam. He always had like those four counts
yeah.
before every song. That's how you recognize a Pharrell beat. And then he played a bunch of tracks. I'm like, I had no idea that was Pharrell.
Damn,
And so there's somebody else who musically, like the ear
that's
is
an
just
ear. Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
Goat
yeah.
emoji.
Pharrell took over music for like a good. That was like my whole middle school.
Yeah.
Middle school, early high school, like yeah, Pharrell was the shit.
Did you do you see if you were to the best decade of music, what was it? Sorry, in hip hop.
Man, that's tough, bro.
I know. That's why I'm asking, because this is the good conversation.
I'm gonna go with early 2000s. I know everybody always wants to go with the 90s, but what year did Stankonia come out?
2000.
That was early 2000s. That was early 2000s. That's why I'm going with early 2000s because that
Yeah,
was
2000, October 31st, 2000, when Stankonia came out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
So
just
I'm
a
going.
turn of the century type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, Kanye, like all early Kanye albums are early 2000s. I'm 50 Cent. Come on, man. 50 Cent changed the game at that time.
Uh-huh.
Uh man,
Ja Rule run the shit for a minute, for a hot minute.
I'm not fucking
No,
with
no,
Ja
no.
Rule like
No, no.
that.
You don't give a goat? Do you give a goat?
No, I don't
Yeah,
give a
dude.
go.
No, but okay. So my take is that the 2000s is the culmination of the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s.
Mm,
In a sense, and in terms of hip hop, it was like a mature. There was a little bit of everything. That's what I liked about the 2000s.
yeah, yeah. A lot of sounds in the
Yes,
early
yes.
2000s.
When you think
Yeah.
Missy, think Busta Rhymes, think 50, Ja Rule,
Eve.
Pharrell,
Yeah.
T Pain. Like Drake didn't come till later, like
Yeah, that
2009.
was 2009. That's still early 2000s though. It's still part of that time frame. You know what I mean? Like that's the 2000 to 2010 was like the best. I think that was like the best, like to show you how evolved hip hop had become. Like
Yep.
in the 90s, it was just kind of like they had just gotten over like the boom bap era, and it was still like a lot of that. And I mean, everybody loves gangster rap, but it's like everything sounded the same back then. It really did.
I don't want to. Well,
There was like three sounds back then. It wasn't a lot of, you know what I mean? Like when you look at the 2000s, it was just Lil Wayne had his own sound. Like there's just so
Yeah,
many
yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
sounds. And so like in the 90s, it was just like a lot of similar like flows. People weren't really trying to just be different. You know what I mean? Like everybody just there was like a sound, it kind of took over, which that happens in the 2000s too. Like there's sounds that come and then everybody does that same sound. And
Like when Lil Jon pretty much run the shit too.
yeah.
No, but you're right about that. I mean, the 90s was very okay. You had the dirty South, you had the West sound like this,
And then the
East Coast sound like that, and then the Midwest had his own thing too. And then the 2000s, like, hey, you know what? We're gonna bring in some R&B girls to do records with rappers.
Yep.
DMX did it, Ja Rule did it, everybody did it. Nas did it. I mean, every rapper had a track with a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, with a R&B singer, with a girl, but and it worked, and it worked. And you're like, okay, now we can do. There's a lot of crossover, but even from the underground level, underground hip hop level, that's when you had some of the best shit. And the same thing, a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
And then Drake and Kendrick showed up, and J. Cole, and the 2010s, and everybody started doing hum. Fucking annoying.
That's exactly what I was gonna bring up. Like, and it became like homogenous after that. Like everybody just started to sound the exact same way. Like 2000, like the 2000 to 2010 was just so great because there was so many different sounds. But then like it went back to being like, all right, this is what's popping. Then everybody just took that and just ran with it, and that's everybody got the same sound. And I like some of the music from 2010 to 2020. It was all right, but
I don't.
No, I'm not. I'm not
fucking don't. I'm kidding. I don't seek it out like I used to. I mean, we get older, and you're like, you know what? I ain't got time for little this and young that and baby this. I don't care. But it's like at least back then you had the variety, and there was a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
And so you didn't have to be a fan. It was just all over the place. Now it's all over the place, but it's the same shit.
Same shit everywhere. Yeah. It's like you don't even. There's times where I listen to a song and I'm like, oh, this is such and such, and I'm like, oh, it's not. Yeah, like all this ain't like they all like. I mean, there are some like artists that I do like NLE Choppa, and like there's a lot of NLE Choppa.
Chicago.
He's a young dude out of like Louisiana. I believe he's out of Louisiana.
NLE what?
NLE Choppa. NLE.
Man, this
last name Choppa.
Names these kids have now. Like Raekwon, that's the name. Yeah. 50 Cent, bam, that's the name. And then look, when I found out, check this out. When I found out there was a baby and a little baby, and the baby, I'm like,
come on,
they're a young baby.
Yeah.
There's no young baby. I'm tired of all these young littles and shit. I'm like, get creative with your stuff. And that's the thing, like you would think, and like you're saying earlier, the whole name of the game in hip hop is to stand out.
Yeah.
No, don't sound like someone else.
Yeah.
There's a reason why DMX sounded the way nobody else sound like DMX. Nobody sounds like Method Man. Nobody else sound like Busta Rhymes. Yeah. Snoop, you can hear two syllables. Like, oh, it's fucking Snoop.
Snoop, yeah.
It's recognizable. But all these young cats, like who? Baby, the baby, little baby, young baby. Who's this?
NBA young boy.
Wait, who's that? Is that another one?
Yeah, you don't listen to new hip hop at all.
No. Did you just make this shit up? Seriously?
NBA young boy. You don't listen to hip hop like new hip hop at all.
Hold on. NBA young boy.
Yeah.
And the NBA didn't go after him.
They probably got like they probably play his music at like halftime for the announcers and shit.
They didn't sue him. The NBA did not sue him. His name is NBA Youngboy.
Yeah. Some hip hop nowadays is actually kind of dope. I listen to a lot of it. You know what, people? You know who I listen to when I'm in the gym? Like, and people gonna be mad. Like,
go ahead. I probably won't know any of them motherfuckers. And then shop a Young G. Fucking Young G is actually not. There's a reason why they dropped the Young after a while, you know.
Because he's not young no more.
Little Bow Wow's Bow Wow, but Little Baby is if it drops little, it's still the same thing.
It's just baby. Yeah,
it's just baby. There's already a baby.
But I be listening to what's his name? The dude that snitched. I listen to King Von a lot in the gym, but I listen to the dude that snitched. What's his name? The little He got all the rainbow hair.
Oh, 6ix9ine, Takashi.
Yeah, Takashi. I listen to Takashi when I'm in the gym.
Why? Because you're angry or something?
Cause he got some slappers, bro. He got some good beats.
You're thugging on dumbbells? What are you doing? I just know Gumbo. Was it Gumbo? What's the name of the song?
Yeah,
Gumbo?
Gumo. He got bad names.
I said Gumbo.
He got bad names. The names is not good. It's not good.
I'm sorry, man.
All the names is like that though. It'd be like Gumbo.
Yo, I want y'all to check out my new track, Gumbo. You know what I mean? Straight up New York. I mean, he was a king of New York at some point, and I didn't watch. Did you watch the documentary?
Nah, I watch a lot of his interviews. I love watching Power 105. I love him at the Breakfast Club, and so I watch all their interviews. I watched every interview that he had on Breakfast Club and stuff. And then even like what you call it? I can't even remember her name now, but she used to kind of like butt heads with Breakfast Club for a little bit, but I watch their stuff too.
Oh, I was at Vulcan last weekend, and there was a comedy show, and then there was after the comedy show, I was just hanging out with Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Lewin from Big Laugh Comedy, and this white kid came up to me, and it was one of those moments just like that dude that we ran into. He's like a white kid, like had backwards and everything, and he goes. Jeez. And he said, yo, you stand for Key Glock? Key Glock? I'm like, what the fuck is what the hell is Key Glock?
Hell no, not if you like him.
Hold on. At first, I couldn't hear shit, and I thought he said quinoa. And I was like, what? I was like, who the hell's quinoa? And he said, this is a true story. I shit you not, Joe. And he goes, no, it's Key Glock. I'm like, I'd never heard of a motherfucker named Key Glock. He goes, yo, he's fucking huge. He's up there with Young Thug and them. White boy talking like that. He's up there with Young. I'm like, here's the thing. I know who Young Thug is. I ain't never heard of no quinoa, man. I'm sorry. And I don't. That's the thing. Like, if it's that huge, you should know about the guy without even like seeking it out. But he was so proud.
He's pretty big, bro. He got 2 million followers on.
That's exactly what he said. He has 2 million followers. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? How many does he sell records? Like, it was a white boy from Round Rock, and he was just, yo, Key Glock all day, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, man, not all day, not ever.
You're like, not even a couple minutes.
Oh, man, like, I'm done with this conversation. And he was so pissed. He was so pissed that I didn't know who Key Glock is.
That's funny.
And that was his like his argument was like, yo, he has 2 million followers on Instagram.
Bro, so do Instagram thoughts. Like, they got 2 million followers.
OnlyFans bitches get the same thing. Like, what he's as famous as who? The porn star? I know the porn star. I don't know the Key Glock.
I know her by first name. I know.
Oh shit, that is true. Like, I don't know the Key Glock. And then I think they were playing some of his records while. Oh no, I went downstairs. And I asked who the guy was, and the boy is like, "Yo, this is the dude right here on stage." I'm like, "No, I got nothing."
Was it whack though? Was the music whack?
You thought I stayed? I just told you not for 2 minutes. I ain't staying for no Key Glock. Oh, even better. Yo, so. You know Vulcan, right? You've been to Vulcan. Yeah. You've done shows at Vulcan. So
I've done shows there, yeah.
So we're walking out. We're walking out of the Vulcan, and I kid you not, there were like a pack of white kids at the door, but not just at the door, like slam like this, trying to get in. It was a fraternity. It was some white fraternity that they booked the show, and then they're having Key Glock perform, and it's all white kids. And I kid you not, they were all slammed against the door. I'm like, I'm not getting out that way. Them Key Glock's white folks, I don't fuck with. I'm gonna go through the back door, man. I don't know. After meeting that dude upstairs, I'm not taking no chance. If I walk out of here and I go, so who's coming? What? You don't know who Key Glock is? Oh my god! And then I would get punched in the face. Oh, all these white kids. They're like, I didn't know no Key Glocks. Now, so we walked out the back door, but that was amazing to me.
Yeah. somebody with 2 million followers you never heard of a day in your life. That's
No, but did
I
you
never.
know?
No, I had to look him up, and I was hoping I spelled it right when I looked him up. I
That's
don't know
what
who that.
for a solid 30 seconds. It's like, who the fuck is quinoa? Like, what kind of hip hop name is quinoa?
You're like, yo, y'all got.
No. This is what it said. This is what it said. No, key Glock, like a Glock, and he put his hand like this, like a gun.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
no, I'm done.
Yeah,
I
like
gotta
I'm
go.
definitely good. I'm out of here.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is how out of touch I am, man. I'm like, I can't fuck with these kids. Key Glock. I mean, what the hell's a key Glock?
man,
An
are
NBA young boy. What? No, hold
are
on,
you-
hold on. NBA. He's just got to jail. He went to jail.
Yeah. So King Von and all that, they all connected. All these dudes is like they like street dudes. So they're all street dudes and still very, very attached to the streets and still involved with their old sets and stuff like that. Can't put it away even though you got all that money.
No.
Tough.
See, that's the thing. Like the at least back then. Now we sound like two old uncles. Just back in my welcome to the Back in Ken show.
Back in my day.
Music was music. Music was music. We didn't have no little baby, young baby. Nah, but at least like they did it because they loved it and they made money in the process.
Yeah.
Now they see the money and I'm like, look, you mean to tell me that all I got to do is go humana and I make millions, and I get followers and I get on TikTok, I start a dance and everybody does it. That's all I got to do. Fuck yeah, sign me up. I'll be young back. I'll go do. I'll be little back
in here.
For real, if that's all it takes. I mean, I get that, usually music is, especially hip hop, is a young man's game.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it. Because then how old were you in the 2000s? Your 20s?
No, early 2000s. I'm fucking high school, middle school. Like
I'm older than you?
Yeah, man. I'm 30. I just turned 30.
The fuck out of here. God damn.
I just look old, bro.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna look 38 forever, bro.
Black don't crack, but you look 47, man.
I'm gonna look this way forever, bro. I got a grown ass man body. It's just,
the beard been with the dawn in college.
Yeah. The beard been connected since I was 12, bro. Like I've always looked this old.
God, oh man. I feel bad.
No, bro. I got gray hairs and shit in my beard and a bald head, bro. I look old. I know what I look like.
I'm thinning up top. I'm wearing hats now. I never wore hats before. I got 2 hats in my closet. I only got 2 hats. But other than that, it's a reverse mohawk going on over here. It goes on the side. It's fucking depressing.
Hey, you gotta shave that, bro. My hair still comes in. I just shave it because I don't want it to thin. I get stressed out.
I don't think I have a round head. That's the thing.
Nah, man, you'd be fine. Just grow your beard out. Nobody will notice your head's fucked up.
No, I tried. Look, during the pandemic, I grew a beard. Actually, it was nasty. It doesn't grow. Check this out. So yours is like kind of groomed and clean, like solid. Mine's just puffy. So it's like I have like thin hair, and so it's just puffy. And then when I go to a barber shop, they just even it out. But otherwise, it's kind of like I'm growing mutton chops. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's not a good look, bro.
No, exactly. So I can't. So if I would shave my head and I
the mutton chops,
the beard, I would look like a fucking cue ball. That's what I would look like. That's not a good look. I ain't trying to look like young baby and shit.
Yeah. I was like, you look 11 if you do that.
Exactly. I'm like a circumcised dick. That's what I look like. I don't want that. So I'm holding on. Hey, did you try any of the hair restoration shit, or was it you were way past that?
No, I thin a little bit up top, but like I still have my hairline is cool and everything. But I shaved my head because I was like, I have a twin. And his shit's like fate, like he done lost all this. Like his shit fucked up. And like second he started losing his, I was just like, fuck it, I'm cutting off my hair because I used to do a little taper. I had a little baby afro with a taper, and that's how I used to rock my hair. But then I was like, nah, we can't. Nah, he losing his shit. Mine's gonna go next. And then it started thinning a little bit up top, and I was like, I'm good. And I'm tall, so it's not like people can see up there. But like I was like, nah. I'm not about to. I'd be self-conscious when I bend over and shit.
Like I never going to Japan and shit. I never going, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, if
I
I
ain't
drop
nodding no more. I'm not as hard as I used to. Catch me in the club, I'd be just going, yes, 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 yes. I'm not going, oh, this is banging, because my hair will show up, a fucking crown will show up. Oh man. No, but I was doing I did the hymns thing for a year.
Really? That work?
Yeah, it worked. I would go to the barber shop and be like, yo, get my hairline. And for a while, it was like, I ain't got no hairline because there ain't no hair. There's no line to be made. Like I can't make invisible line, dude. Like
we
this
can't
is not
help
working.
you,
I can't help you. I can go around the thing, but I can't. Like you will look like a clown if I. And so within like 6 months, it started growing in.
Oh shoot!
And then I had a hairline back.
Yeah.
But the thing is the maintenance of it all. First of all, it's expensive because they send you got to do. By the way, we're not sponsored by Hims. Let me throw that out first. If Hims, if you're listening, I've tried your product and I just told you that it worked. I just stopped because you got to take. There's the shampoo, there's the gummies you got to take, there's the pill, and there's the foam. Twice a day.
Twice a day?
Twice a day.
Fuck it. I just walk around with a bald head.
Shampoo is once, gummies twice a day, the pills twice a day, and the foam is twice a day. At least that's how it was.
That's a lot.
And I'm like, I ain't got that kind of discipline.
Yeah.
And then they tell you, don't overdo it if you miss a day.
Yeah.
And then, you get all the side effects, dick don't work. Because that's literally Propecia and Rogaine. That's what they're selling you. And they tell you, no, it didn't work. No, it worked for me. I'm saying those.
Yeah, you're telling this business like, look, my dick wasn't working.
No. It worked for me.
Just over laughing at me and shit.
Look, I want to be young baby for life. Fuck you. What is?
Like, it's like, look, my dick don't work, but I can eat you out tonight. All right, baby. I'm sorry. I can't. Oh man. Are you muted?
Anyway, yeah, I gotta be careful with this freaking cord. I gotta change the mics. Anyway, my dick fucking worked. But they scare you with all these side effects. They're like, oh, you might lose your libido, whatever the word is. Yeah. And then, but it worked. But the thing is that it's like $100 or something every 3 months, and you have to, and it's for life.
Oh, so it just not gonna stick around. Like the second you stop taking it, your hair just fall out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. I stopped a year ago, and so
you was renting a hairline. That's not even worth.
I mean, unless you get implants, it's for life, because what it does, it slows down the hair loss, and eventually your hair grows back. But you already have, it doesn't stop whatever chemicals or whatever is happening that makes your hair thin. It just slows that down, and eventually your hair grows back. So if you stop the medication, you're back to cue ball. You're back to looking like you.
Look, just go ahead, shave the head. Just get comfortable being bald, man. That's I started mine before I was thinning. Like it was barely noticeable when I first started shaving my head. And then after that, I'm like, man, I just kind of like the look of it now. Yeah, like every once in a while, I'll grow my hair back out. And because even like earlier this year, I had grew my hair out and then I dyed it like pink.
What?
I just wanted to do it.
Hold on. This was a bad bet you lost. Why would you go around looking like My Little Pony and shit?
Bro, that shit was fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring it to the stage, Ken. And the first thing you all see, like, holy shit, look at that nigga hair.
That shit was fly. It was just, I don't know.
It was pink. There's nothing fire about pink hair on the black dude.
No, it was different, bro. People loved it. People was mad at me when I cut it all off afterwards. But
they were just being nice, man. Why? Why did you wake up one day? I gotta know, man. I'm sorry. I'm harping, but
My wife just like had like some temporary dye or whatever that you just like rub on. It's like a wax or whatever. And so I put that on. And I was like, oh, this kind of look fire. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. Cause she was like, remember, cause I used to do crazy shit like I'll bleach my beard and just shit like that when I was in college. I just didn't get I'm super confident in myself. And so
You gotta be when you're wearing pink hair.
yeah, exactly.
Walking around in Chicago with pink hair. This ain't
Bro,
no
like
gay
that shit
neighborhood.
makes you, even if you don't have confidence, if you got pink hair, people gonna think you have confidence because you got pink hair like that.
That's true.
That nigga believe in himself.
Did you perform on it?
Yeah, I had one show. I actually ended up cutting it. I cut it off because I had an interview. I forgot that I had set up an interview for a job. And so like the first time I sprayed it black, like with a fake spray, and that shit got everywhere. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not doing that again. So I just cut it off. I told everybody I just cut off because I just didn't want to do it anymore, but I cut it off because I had an interview. That's the only reason why.
How did the interview go? You get the job, did you?
It was good. I got another interview with them, and then it was in New York, and they wanted me to like be out there before they offered the job. And I was like, I'm not moving out here before y'all offer me a job. Like,
yeah, that don't make sense. But you know what? You couldn't gotten the job with that pink hair though. Like this man has confidence. We can take him anywhere. He has goals. He's determined. Hey, this is 2020, man. They're 21.
Yeah, that's I felt like they would have probably been cool with it and hired me.
Man, yeah. you should bring that shit back just for the hell of it. Just do
I probably will.
No, just do the beard, like pink beard.
I think I might. That's what I told everybody. I was like, I'm gonna do the pink beard. We're gonna see what happens. We'll see what that looks like.
You could do 12 minutes just on a pink beard. Just stand there, just don't say shit. Just be like, look at this. Look at this. I got balls, motherfuckers. You just 12 minutes just on your 12. I know you can do it.
I'm gonna do it. Next time I'm in Austin, I'm gonna dye my shit pink for the Austin trip.
I'm gonna have to be there. I'll be heckling the shit out of you. My little pony's on stage, everybody. Bring it to this. Keep it going, Mark. Keep it going. He needs it. Actually, he don't. He has nobody clap. He has all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, all the confidence in the world.
All the confidence in the room goes to him. You don't need to clap no more. Just look at it.
Bro, how long have you been in Austin?
23 years in July.
Damn, how you feel about Austin now? Because you've been there since when it wasn't nobody wanting to live there. So
yeah, well, I think it's good and bad. I think it's more good than bad because I'm not gonna knock the whole, how fast it's growing and people moving here because it's more opportunity, more money to be made. I am mad at that. The only thing I don't like, two things. One is Austin is losing a little bit of its culture.
Yeah.
Especially music culture, which we're supposed to be known for, but it's not really true because we never had an infrastructure to support live music. We just had a bunch of people who love to do it, who wants to support, open a club, open a venue, music friends coming in and perform, and it's all over the place, right? And we're known for that. But the city and the government never really. No, I won't say never. They tried, but it was never enough.
It didn't work out.
To this day, they're still trying to do something, but I'm like, look, man, venues are gone. You got to just to live in Austin. If you want to buy a house, you got to put in $500,000. It's for a shitty home.
Yeah.
And so, that's what kind of sucks because it pushes everybody outside.
Suburbs.
And but the good part of it is that now you have little pockets, little areas that are popping left and right. And so it's Round Rock. It's like, well, when Godfrey came, he was like, yo, where are all the black people? I'm like, black people don't come downtown no more. They go to Pflugerville, Georgetown, Round Rock, Hutto. That's where they hang out. So they can't, as much as when you could drive down on I-35 going south. When I first got here, I looked to the right and you see the lights, the Capitol, the UT Tower, and you look to the left, it was darkness.
Yeah.
And nothing, like a Thriller video every Saturday night when they walk under the bridge to go to 6th Street. Like darkness fall across the lane and doing the dance and everything. But now it's like they pushed them out. I mean, gentrification, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
The other thing that pisses me off is people who just got here and bitch about it.
Like they not the reason it's shitty. Like
No. This is what I hear. Like, oh, these people moving here. I'm like, motherfucker, you've been here 3 years.
yeah.
Like you just
you
got here.
you got here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like
no
chill
shit.
out.
Yeah, like really, you're not an Austinite, you know.
Yeah.
And when people find when you meet people like, oh, I was born and raised here. Oh my God, you're fucking unicorn. There's only a few
Yeah.
of us. But I mean, there's no stopping it at this point. You know, the
Yeah.
market is what it is. I'm trying to buy a house right now, and it's the worst time. But I waited way too fucking long. Now I have to do it.
Yeah.
And
Now if you
so
don't do it, this is just gonna be so astronomical. Like,
exactly
it'll be possible. Yeah.
It's like later, you know, now or never kind of deal. I mean, better late than never. So it's only going to get worse. I mean, they do this thing now where you're trying to buy a house, and they go, well, you got to throw a bid, and the house goes to the highest bidder, but the house is not even built yet. They just have a lot.
Jeez.
So they go, hey, we're D.R. Horton, or we're Taylor Morrison, or we're KB Homes, and we once a month we send an email to everybody on the waiting list and say, yo, we got these 10 lots with these 10 floor plans,
Yeah.
and we're going to send it out to you. You have 2 days to make up your mind. This is the price, $366,000 for a 3-2 house. And you need to put up your best offer. People are going $200,000 over.
Fuck that.
Exactly. and you know what they do? And they want that money cash.
Yeah.
So
Because they sold out of LA or wherever they sold from, you know.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
They got money there. So they come in like, yo, I want to live within Austin city limits.
Yeah.
You know, or right outside, or I want to live in the hills. Dude, you got to put up like, you know, 7, 8, if not $1 million. And
damn.
That's how it is. And then they tell you, okay, you paid the difference. We need the difference within 2 days. And then we build your house. And then 2 months before it's done, you close on it. Then we negotiate, and then you do the loan, and you do all the other shit, and everybody's doing that. And if you own a house, as shitty as it is, if you're in a good location, you're gonna get fucking 30, 40 offers cash. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm buying this house cash. Fuck it.
Damn.
That's how crazy it is. And I meet people, I mean, now that I'm doing comedy, and I meet comics and people from out of town, like, yo, I got here yesterday. I mean, a dude who was fresh off the airport, straight to an open mic.
Can you imagine that? Just like you literally, like you just landed wherever you about to live at, and the first thing you do is go to open mic. Like you're not even about to get acclimated to the nothing. Just go straight to open mic.
No, they don't. That's the thing. It's like they moved here because Rogan is here. So Rogan just bought a spot out in the hills. It was a theater. He bought it, and he's going to turn that into his comedy club. Everybody, you know, Kill Tony's here, so that's the biggest open mic stage. Yeah, so it's like good timing. Just show up, hit up the mics, and you know, hope for the best. That's really and it's become way more competitive. Not that, you know, I'm not a vet at this, but like I said, I'm like a day old at this shit. But it's interesting to watch though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as Austin goes, it's done. They're catching up. Like, oh, we got a fucking soccer stadium now.
Oh shit! I didn't know y'all got a soccer stadium.
Yeah, it just opened last weekend. We have a
That's wild. So y'all got a pro soccer team now.
Yeah. Wait, is it MLS? I don't even know if it's MLS. Austin FC.
That's dope. If y'all, because y'all don't have, that's like the biggest like downfall, right? At Austin, like y'all don't have a pro sports like team at all.
Yeah, it is MLS.
Damn.
And it's right down the street from our apartment. Yeah. So we have a stadium now, and then now we're playing catch up on, we got to build roads, and we got to build overpasses, and we got to exchange things, and we got to expand I-35 and build parks. And I'm like, where are you getting all the fucking money? Because people will come here and invest.
Yeah. Damn.
So are you considering moving? Don't.
I was actually still kind of considering moving to like the suburb, not to Austin in the city.
You can't afford it.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, I don't know your situation.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm not going to overpay. Yeah,
it's like I'm not a family and all, but
I'm not going to overpay. I've like looked at prices and I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to overpay, because that's how it was in Tacoma. Like when we sold our house in Tacoma, it was we sold as the market was like blowing up, and so like Pierce County, where I'm from, is like I think it's still the #1 market in the country, and like everything is just $300,000 or more. Like you can't find a single family home anymore out there. Because I was like, oh, maybe I'll move back home. I looked and I was like, well,
Do
they might
comedy
have
from there?
Chicago. Yeah. From Tacoma.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. It's I mean, we got a couple of clubs out there, and I like at this point I'm connected kind of all over the country now. So it would just be like touring out of there and just having a home base.
Mhm.
Like now at this point, it doesn't matter where I am really. Like I get the auditions to do the comedy shit back home anyways, so it don't really matter.
How's the family? How old's your
Out
kid?
here, yeah, he's two and a half. So
Oh,
he's
they're close. My son is 3.
oh shit, yeah,
Yeah, my son
yeah,
is 3. Is he talking
yeah.
yet?
So, talking?
Yeah.
When is he not talking? That's really
Oh shit.
do his talk. Yeah.
I'm gonna brag for a second. My son's bilingual
Okay, that's dope.
because I've been speaking French to him since he was a baby.
Dope.
And so he goes to a French school, and he up until about, I don't know, 6 months ago,
Mm.
I'm not sure he knew that he knew 2 languages. He just knew how to say things in two different ways.
Mm.
That sound totally different.
Yeah.
But now, like, I mean, the French school, of course, helps, but I'm the only other person who speaks French to him.
Mm.
And he hates when I call my parents or FaceTime or whatever, and then I say something. He's like, no, I'm not. Fuck that. He doesn't like when people on phones or FaceTime or WhatsApp or any of that shit.
Yeah.
He'll actually just walk off. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, he's out. But it's interesting because he now when he says something in English, and I'm like, no, say it in French, and he'll just say the exact same thing in French.
Mm.
Like he'll flip, and if I say, no, this is the word in English, this is how you say it in French. Now he knows it, and he adds that to his fucking
Vocabulary.
vocabulary. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah,
So
that's
your kid
dope.
only speaks one language, man.
Yeah, he only speaks English, man. He only speaks English. I tried to because I learned French as well, like in high school. So I know a little bit of French, and I wanted him to like be dual language speaker. Like I actually it would be dope because I have a lot of African friends and they speak like 4 or 5 languages.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it would be dope to have him, especially early on. I know like we didn't really focus on it as at a young age because my wife speaks like Spanish and she
Oh, there
knows
you
like
go.
some Arabic. And so and then I know French, so I'm like, we could probably focus on it a little bit more, but
Dude,
I don't know. He's smart as fuck. I'm like, I don't really care if he like
You
if he
don't
knows
care?
another language right now. Not right now, but like obviously like elementary school time, I think is like when we'll really like try to get him to like speak other languages and
All right,
stuff.
all right. Let me tell you something. Mr. Behavioral Psychotherapist.
I know starting earlier is better, but
It
like,
is.
then
This
it's
is the time when they absorb everything.
but it's also like so there's also been like a lot of research on it that shows that it stunts a lot of kids growth with language acquisition because they're trying to learn 2 different languages at the same time, and so then it's hard for them to like decipher what things are like, how to like put together sentences and stuff. That's
I've heard that argument,
yeah.
and I didn't do no research. I'm just talking from what I've experienced. No, because I hold on.
He's like,
I
I ain't do no
experienced
research.
I just
I
talk
did
out of
what I
my
wanted.
ass. I just talking out of my ass here, but trust me, this is a firsthand because my entire family. I mean, we learned English in France, but when we came here, like my youngest brother was 9 years old when we came here. He didn't speak any English, but he picked it up. And so, but what it does, and that is true, is that your speech is a little delayed because you're learning everything 2 ways, right?
Yeah.
But it develops your capacity, your ability to absorb information. So
Mm.
later on in education, like in regular ass school, things gonna be real easy for him, just like it was for me. It was the same for my brothers. It was the same for my sister. It was like that because our brain would develop that part of the brain. Going to class and doing homework in one specific language was cake.
Mm.
Like I was the first student to graduate from my high school, and I only went 1 year in high school in this country.
Yeah.
My senior year, I had an international baccalaureate diploma, a bilingual one, and I was the first one ever in Texas to get that.
That's insane.
And so, and again, it's because your brain is trained to absorb information. It's not about the 2 languages. It's about the ability to absorb shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you develop that part, then everything is easy. It just comes naturally. Like you can process in two ways already. Now information comes in. All right, I know I got it. On next. So it's not about the language. It's about the ability to absorb. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I feel that.
So start now.
All right,
Put
man.
put put,
I'll
put,
get on
put them in front of like Peppa Pig in Spanish.
it. I'll get on it. Yeah, I'll get on it.
I'm
gonna,
not kidding. That shit works.
yeah.
That shit works. My son is like he sings DuckTales in French and English,
Mm,
and the words have nothing to do with each other. I know both too, but it has nothing to do with the French version. Has nothing to do with the English version. But it's
yeah,
like he just knows, and it helps. So when we put him in elementary school, uh, after the French school, it's gonna be easy for
it's
him.
gonna be easy. Yeah. All right,
So
I'm gonna definitely get on that.
what have we learned? I don't
I
give a goat. Okay, that's the title of the show, man. I love that. I don't give a goat. Oh, all right, man. We're gonna wrap it up. What's your dope shit you want to share that people should know about? A show, a website, something?
Yeah. Dope shit that I got going on at my podcast, A Drunken Night Out.
No. Not plugs.
Nope, not plugs.
Not plugs.
Like just
Something
some cool
else.
shit that I got coming up
No, some cool shit that you enjoy outside of comedy, like
outside of
TV show
comedy.
you're watching, a book, a website, a movie.
All right, some cool shit outside of comedy. So you know, we go to the park. We go to the park all the time. I'm playing.
I like the hip hop. I like the hip hop. Like this is my dope shit of the week. We go
so some shit I've been fucking with heavy. It's actually a podcast that I listen to all the time.
Okay.
The Did You Miss Me podcast. I fuck with that. It's Billy Sorrella's podcast. Super funny. I fuck with that all the time. I listen to it whenever you get a chance. Go check that out. It's fun. It's just storytelling. It's wild times. It's cool.
What is it called
Comic
again?
as well. Did You Miss Me?
Did you miss me?
Yeah.
Podcast?
Yeah.
Let me Billy Sorrell and Delay. What is it?
Delay's not on it anymore, but it's
then you
Billy
change
Sorrell's,
the
yeah.
title.
Yeah, they probably should. They probably fix that.
That's what came up. Actually, their website is janky. It takes me to like, the hell. Anyway, Did You Miss Me podcast, DYAM podcast on Instagram. Here, let me share the screen so people can see what this is. These guys.
Yeah.
I love storytelling. Storytelling comedy. I think it's one of the toughest to do because you really have to insert some funny shit. Yeah, update your site, man. If Delay is not on there, he's on the shirts too. God damn, that sucks.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
When did he leave? Like recently?
Just recently, yeah, they're beefing and just having all kinds of crazy shit happen. So,
well, listen to him anyway.
Oh.
I'm sure episode 2.
That's
Wait,
probably
how many
like
they
the
got?
new one. They've been doing this shit for a while. I've been listening to this for 2 years at least.
Oh yeah, 169. That's legit. Oh, dope, man.
Yeah, I fuck with that podcast. I like listening to that. You know, otherwise I'm playing video games. I'll be playing Apex Legends on Xbox, you know, when I got downtime. So y'all can check. You find me on there. My gamer tag is Waynehead253. You can find me on there. Playing video games. So
my dope shit. You listen to Drink Champs?
I haven't listened to Drink Champs in a minute.
Yo, there was an episode with Mad Skills, Worst Skills now, from Virginia. The dude is a hip hop encyclopedia. I can't say that word right, but God damn it, encyclopedia. Fuck y'all. When I don't know how to say it in English, I just say it in French. I just switch right to French. Like I know what I'm talking about. Shut up. I said Safari. You know what I'm saying? Safari. Fuck you. But anyway, Drink Champs recently had Skills on, and he tells stories about how he wanted to smack the shit out of Russell Simmons. That was one of the funniest stories I've ever heard. And I mean, the man's been around for a long time, like since the 90s. And he talked about the ghostwriting thing. He talks about he has a DMX story that's dope. And yeah, I love the Drink Champs. So I mean, it's Nori and DJ EFN.
Yeah.
And basically their thing is, hey, we want to give rappers their flowers while they're alive,
Flowers.
right? So
Yeah.
like they had DMX just like last November or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a great podcast. So we enjoy the sound sucks. It's like they have
Every
like an,
time I watch clips, I'm like, bro,
yeah,
y'all been doing this for a long time to have this bad audio still. Like they
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
They're on revolt. Diddy don't give a shit. Diddy's like, fuck y'all. Y'all keep drink. We can hear the glass clinking. We can
Yeah.
hear the background noise. Can hear the fan and the AC.
Yeah, the
and the
lighter.
door open. Yeah, we go hear everything. Like, motherfuckers, just get some lapels.
It's like, bro,
Get
y'all
some
make too much money off this show to still not care about the quality. Man.
No shit. I mean, come on, upgrade your shit. I know you can do it. And your engineers, they're like DJ EFN is the DJ and the producer. Like, come on, get your shit together.
Come on, fam. He probably got a home studio, $1 million home studio, and they just recorded in an empty ass room somewhere. Like, come on, bro.
Like warehouse, nothing on the walls, no sound absorption, nothing. Ugh. But anyway, it's a dope podcast. It's great stories. I really enjoy it. So Drink Champs, you can find it everywhere. Listen to podcasts. All right, cool. So now we do plugs. Now you can go. Well, this is not going to come out for a couple of weeks or so. Yeah, so don't announce shows like this weekend.
Yeah. I got I'll be out in Austin the end of May, like Memorial Day weekend. I'll be out there that weekend. I'm doing my show, A Drunken Night Out there.
Vulcan?
Yeah, Vulcan.
Sweet.
And I might, depending on, I still haven't decided how long I'm gonna be out there. I might go and just stay out there for an extended time and do like Wednesday through Monday or something like that. But we'll see. I haven't bought my tickets yet. I always wait till the last second. Because I got another show that's going to be at the Sunset Comedy Club. That's supposed to be on Wednesday. It was Thursday, but then they pushed it to Wednesday. So trying to figure that out.
Sunset in Austin? There's Sunset Strip now in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then my show, my podcast, A Drunken Night Out. That's available everywhere. It's just comics. We come on. We talk about stories of like drinking, getting high, whatever kind of crazy wild stories you got. And then the live shows, when we do it, they come out, they do that, they do some stand-up, then they get drunk, and then the crowd gets to tell them what to like do improvise on. So you just they yell at a topic, and then the comics got to like drunkenly improv on that topic.
That's dope. I like that. I've yet to see it live. I missed you when you came. You came in April, right? Early April?
Yeah, something like that. I've been out there like, no, it was April, because the last time I was out there, I fucked up. The snowstorm happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that shit. I almost got stuck out there for a week. That was bogus as hell.
Wait, you came and you left? You were able to leave, or you got stuck?
Yeah, I got on the last flight out of there. So
yo, that shit was nuts.
Yeah, it was insane. Like I was so pissed. So I flew another comic out there for my show, and he's a Chicago comic, and he was going to leave the next morning. But I just went straight to the airport that night after the show. I was like, fuck it, I'm sleeping in the airport and I'm just gonna try to get out here as early as possible. And I got on the very last flight. He came out that next night, like that night, and they just sent him back. They were like, nah, ain't nobody coming or going. And then he tried to come back the next day, and then he got stuck at the airport because then all the roads got frozen over. And it was nuts.
Nuts. I mean, when Texans already suck at driving when it's raining, but that
snow and ice.
Yo, my thing, it wasn't that like the no electricity thing. Yeah, that sucked. My problem was I had an infection on my nail.
Damn.
And it started like it was my middle finger.
Yeah.
I'm not flipping you out.
I got a new appreciation for that though.
Dude, I didn't know I needed that finger so bad. I took that finger for granted. It doubled in size, like it was infected. Damn. And so I couldn't see a doctor for like, I didn't get to see a doctor till that Thursday, and it should hit on Sunday. So I was in pain and I was cold and I had no water. I had no electricity.
Damn,
I went and stayed with a friend of mine that lived up the street, but I was still in pain and I couldn't sleep because it hurt so damn much. And when I saw like they one of those like telemedicine.
Telehealth,
yeah. And the doctor and I tried everything. I did the vinegar, I did the hot water, I did the what was it? apple cider or some shit. Then all
Yeah,
kinds of
cider
like home
vinegar.
remedies.
Yeah.
None of this. And I asked the doctor, and he's like, "No, this shit don't work. You gotta go and get antibiotics." And he sent me to HEB. HEB was closed,
Damn.
and I didn't get my shit till the Friday, and then it popped like on Sunday in the shower, thankfully.
Damn.
But that shit, it was just went just like deflated. But that
Yeah.
shit was painful. And now
Ugh.
I love my middle finger.
Yeah, he's like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Fuck you,
I thought I'd
fuck
never get to
you.
do this again.
Yeah. I mean, even just lifting shit, like you need that middle finger to lift stuff.
Dang.
Good
Yeah,
thing I
that's
didn't
rough.
get laid because I would have needed that too. Nobody getting laid in the fucking snowpocalypse. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was my experience with the thing. Yeah, so I love my middle finger. Yeah, glad you got out, man, because that shit was horrible. And for
Yeah.
weeks, people didn't have like water.
Just water and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. I was just paying attention to it because I was like, damn, man. After that, I was like, I don't know, bro. Chicago sucks in the winter, but at least we keep our power. Like,
But you guys are used to this.
yeah, no, they're used to that. I ain't used to this shit. I came out here and was like, yo, y'all didn't know. I didn't know it lasts this long. Like, it's cold as hell. It snowed yesterday. I was like, what the fuck, bro? It's the middle of April. Like, it's the end of April.
You didn't do your research when you moved from Washington to
not at all. Not enough research.
It was funny because people came to Austin like, yo, it's Texas.
Perfect.
So it could go, the weather is like schizophrenic here. It can go from we can have 4 seasons in one day. You go from 90 all the way down to 50 in 24 hours. So you never know how to dress up. And people come down here like, yo, it's Texas shorts and Longhorn t-shirts. I'm like, motherfucking, no, you never know what's going to happen. Like we just had a storm today and it's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah. That's exactly, bro. Yesterday it was snowing and today it was warm as hell.
It's nuts. Global warming, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Climate change. I don't give a goat. I just don't. I love it. I would start saying that. Dude, you start saying that on your end too. See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if we catch on.
Yeah, I don't give a goat. All right. What about your social media?
Social media, everything is Ken Hamlett. So you can Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter is actually Kendale Hamlett. I had to delete my old Twitter because I didn't want nothing to come up and bite me in the ass. I started on Twitter when I was like 17 years old. So all kinds of shit on there. So.
Oh, that's right. You're younger than me. That's what. Thanks for the reminder.
But then my website is bigblackschlongs.com.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Bigblackschlongs.com. You had a bracelet too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the bracelet. So,
follow me on bigblackschlongs.com. Oh, that's brilliant. That's fucking
brilliant. You get all the tour dates. The podcast is on there too. So like you can get literally everything that I do is on my website. So
all right. Do me a favor though. Change the battery on your alarm. On your smoke
detector. Oh, the fire alarm. Yeah.
Alarm. It's been beeping the entire time. I heard it the entire time. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, yeah. But after a while, you get used to it.
Yeah, I don't even hear it until I'm talking to somebody else and they're like, yo, your fire alarm's going off. I'm like, I ain't even noticed, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's a lullaby for my son. Fuck that. I'm good. It works.
Exactly.
One day your wife's gonna get on you. Like, change that, get some batteries, get some 9-volt battery, like a grown-ass man. Anyway, all right, man. Well, thank you for coming. Oh, wait, hold on. Make sure you follow, of course, the FeedBak everywhere on social media. Again, Hip Hop Bingo will be coming back on June 6th. Mark your calendar and go back to the archive. There's a lot of people that I've talked to, funny people, interesting conversations. I love doing this. This is kind of my way to, keep my sanity because, you don't get to talk to a lot of people these days. But Ken, I really appreciate you for coming on. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was fun. Next time we'll do it in person.
Yeah, I'm down.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, folks. And we'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao. Thanks, Kent.